what it is. Oh, what it is out there. You already know the business, but I'm at work. So, what we gonna do here is, we gonna work. Take this. Anyway, I done made a lot of videos, man, and try to get at y'all, you know, to the atoms out there that's perceiving atoms, you know, molecular structures and stuff of that nature. Okay, but anyway, it has been several things that I must reinstate. For the simple fact, we are continuing conceiving as a human 100%. And then you think you're wrong by not conceiving as the human. If you are an ant, okay, and an ant is to raise its frequency, right? What will it become? Wait a minute. Let's get better than that. Skip the ant shit. If you were a caterpillar and your frequency raised, what would you become? I gotta grab a pencil real quick. Yeah. What would you become? You know, you already know what it would become, because it has raised its frequency. Due to what? What made the caterpillar become a butterfly? Why was the caterpillar placed in an environment, and him being somewhat composed as like your cell type of tissues and stuff of this nature? Alright? Now it shows cell design. You know what I'm saying? Liquid. You know, nothing but some electrons. You know, straight, you know, whatever. Nevertheless, okay. We see that the caterpillar is not only thrust into an environment or manifested into an environment that he was susceptible of a lot of danger. All right, he was susceptible to a lot of danger. Right? He was susceptible to a lot of danger. And he was placed in that like in the Quran, right? The Quran states, "Have thou not seen, or have thou not heard, or do they not understand that Allah creates in stages? He creates you weak first, only to make you strong. And then when Allah has made you strong, He once again turns you back weak. But this time you will have a hoard head or something like that, meaning gray hair. Well, still, that is a form of control. You understand? Because it denotes death or strength inverting upon itself, or power imploding upon itself, because the only thing that's going to destroy a powerful force is itself. All right. Now, we were told to study self. We continue to want to study people like me, or people like anyone. You just pick anyone out there that's, you know, making videos and saying this type of stuff. We want to have their we get a, what we call it, we want to have someone to co-sign our bullshit or co-sign someone else's bullshit. You know what I mean? When they're pointing to books, they're pointing to knowledge, okay, which refers to the intellect, which you think you run up on. You do not run up on intellect, okay? That is human, okay? That's why the so-called ancestors, right, ancient Egyptians, which were no more than atoms, which knew they came down here for actually just to experience and to further the progress in their own creation, Now, a lot of you think that you know, your mother and father had something to do with your creation. They had nothing to do with it. They say man is the sum total of his experiences. Now, ask yourself, who created you? And you would say God and all this type of stuff. You created yourself from nothingness. This is what the books told you. God created himself from nothingness. Okay, that name you got, those corporate fictions that you got, once you understand that you are to do away with that corporate fiction, or to change your name, you change your frequency, correct? You did that. All the things you came into contact with when you came out of the Stargate, known as your mother, okay? When you came through the Stargate, known as your human mother, and your spiritual divine mother, but all the time, it is no mother. We are atoms. There is no father. If you place mother and father, it makes you human. It makes you out of the reality of the quantum physics that creates this reality. But you want to look in a book, or you want to get it from someone as far as, and then when something happened to that one, you think something's wrong with the program. Yeah, your program. Nothing exists outside of you. You were told to study self. It doesn't matter what happens to anyone out here who you get knowledge from. Why should that affect you? God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, Man, Ra has no emotions. Quantum physics has no emotions. Stick your hand in the wall socket, you already know. I don't give a fuck what robe you wear. Okay? And what type of wig, or what type of weave, or what type of Samson locks you may have, your ass will get shocked. Alright? Electricity, so-called electrons, so-called fire, so-called wind, so-called all elements, has no emotion when it comes about manifestations. Alright? If you are emotional, which we subscribe to the energy known as the black woman, which you are still human, and you think you know something, because everything outside of you is a representation of whatever is inside of your ass. Okay? So the black so-called woman, which is human, or Isis, is so-called a god. No. Isis represents magnetic energy. The black woman represents magnetic energy. Whose magnetic energy? Yours. Your magnetic energy. Outside of you. That's who she is. Okay? She is no other than your own magnetic energy that pulled yourself or it to you. Nevertheless, on the atom sphere, not the atmosphere, you know, you must conceive things in this nature. Because if you don't, you're going to make yourself out to be human. And humans have a lot of problems. You know? And so, when we operate on this level, we are not even to conceive anything different at all. You know? A lot of times we get ourselves in situations because of our emotions. All the time. Because of your emotions. You know? And if your emotions wasn't intact, due to some belief system that you think you need to believe, then that harbors your ignorance, and that harbors your mentality, You know, I had a lot of people to turn on me and say, well, you don't even care about. It's not that I don't care. It ain't nothing about me not caring. If you're in a situation, you should be able to get your damn self out. You know? I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, you know, because the frequency is truth. And truth can never be insulted. When I was doing my drinking and drugging, all right, you know, to extreme proportions, constantly revolving and involving my atoms in an environment that I decided to stay in this swamp. Nevertheless, no one helped me out. No one could help me out. No one could even assist me. Everything I spoke of was to further my advancement in the technology of drugs. Okay? So, no one got me out of that. Not God, not none of this bullshit, not my brother, not my wife at the time, not none of these motherfucking humanist motherfucking issues appeared. They were not there. When I was in prison, none of these human ass issues actually appeared that I could grasp in a way that it was not. It was someone outside of me. I did it all. Alright? Nevertheless, no one could help me. I made a decision. Alright? To compose myself in a grand order. And to raise above the frequency that a lot of you out there think you're caught in. You're not caught in shit. You're making a decision. And if you make a decision like that, the only motherfucking decision for you is your own decision. No one else's. So I say all that to say this. I got myself out. I can't help someone who don't want to help themselves. Allah states that in the Quran through the metaphysical atoms that stated that. Allah only helps those who help themselves. So he's not emotional about you not helping yourself. You want sympathy? What they say? You will find it in the dictionary. Alright? Period. You're listening to other people. You're being guided. No, don't be guided. You know, don't be guided. Be magnetically, electronically, actually. You know, create your own circuit. Run it how you want to run it. No one has your fingerprints. No one can duplicate your thoughts. And your thoughts better be on the basis of the atom. So you can go through these doors that you want to travel through. See, humans worry about death. Who the fuck? Where there is death, there is only but death. And where there is life, there is only but life. You conceive death? Really? Well, you know what's happening to you. Okay? And holler when you see it. Scared ass. You heard? When you stand up on your truth, you stand up on your truths. And I don't give a fuck who it insults. You understand? You heard? Because I don't hang or stand or be in close proximity by my own choosing to be thrust into some ignorance and bullshit where I got to combat myself. No. I seek not that environment. Nevertheless, we got much to do as atoms. We go through this shit. We go in this shit. We go out this shit. We come back through this shit. We take it and get somewhere else with this bullshit. It's man, human. You know, you can't get past human. A lot of people was like I said, was saying that I stopped caring and all this type of shit. It's not a care in the motherfucking world that I'm supposed to worry about your ass or anybody's ass if they don't care about their goddamn self. Now that's just the truth about it, you know. And those who can't help themselves, if they're in my so-called cell structure, meaning someone close to me, or someone who has some magnetic attraction toward our frequencies, you know, are working together, then and only then would I consider what shall be done. And they have also did it too. They're not finna call up someone and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? And all this goofy shit. You know? All that goofy shit. All them reading them books and talking about, oh, but this and that. Forget about that bullshit, man. You're being led to fuck astray, no matter what book you pick up, man. When you pick up the book, you only supposed to look at it in the source of the atom. What did it mean? What on the lowest level? You got to break it down to its very last compound. KRS-One, the atoms that compose themselves, as KRS-One said, break it down. No, he said when some clown jumps up to get beat down, broken down to its very last compound. See how it sound? A little unrational, right? Unrational. A lot of MCs, microphone controllers, these speakers want to use the words dramatical. See, they want to be in front of you and posing and shit. Worshipping an image and shit, you know. You're worshiping an image, you know, your image. I wouldn't give a fuck. What the fuck? This becomes in front of you or to you. You must understand it is a part of you. And it is only there to point some things out. That's it. Right in front of your eyes. See, you think you seeing what's in front of you. You might just be projecting what the fuck come in front of you. That's why you didn't stumble onto this channel. I'm saying listen to you. You, man. You got to listen to self. And that's all you need to sit. That's all you need to do. Listen to self. Study self. You pick up intellectual knowledge here and there, and always look through. This is the way you look through, and you can see through the dimensions. Take it to the metaphysical, all the way down to its lowest compound, which is the atom. I am on tape, and I know you know I'm on tape. Okay? It don't make sense, man. That's not my child. The frequency will not disrupt me, but it must be spoke. That's the only way you get clarity. We don't supposed to pass it. Baby, I'm still recording. So, nevertheless, as I was stating, that it is a lot of reasons why a lot of people get what they only got coming. And then they try to blame it on somebody else. Well, he said, well, see, I was going and guiding off of what? What was you guiding off of? That makes no sense to be guiding off of. You don't guide off nothing. What does the wind guide off of? What does plasma guide off of? You know, what is it guiding off of? Plasma makes decisions. And most of us don't even know that. Your plasma makes the decisions. It is the headquarters. You think it's all in your head, but it's all running through your damn body. You have no idea. But you still want to be human. And you still want to be told what the hell's going on with your body. And you were told to study self. But you let the medical profession, with the images of Imhotep, that was caught and found upon the so-called pyramids of Imhotep, his school. You know what I'm talking about, the caduceus. The pole with the wings and the two serpents. That represents, the pole represents your spine. The two serpents on one side, one is red, one is blue. It represents your blood system. One coming in, oxygenated, one going out, your blood, whatever. The ball at the top represents the pineal gland. The wings on the side represents how high you can fly. Most people want to tell you some shit like your pineal gland is not activated. Who the fuck are you listening to? How can you listen to someone that said you got to activate your pineal gland? See, that was a trap. You are unlimited source, bruh. You are unlimited source. Unlimited. Atoms, that sun is not going to burn out. Nothing in the heavens is counting on Thomas Edison's inventions, goddammit. Okay? Nothing. So when we decide to make choices within them realms, that's where your ass is. And you can't arise. And you can't tell or say or even should even think that you have raised your frequency because you're still human. You remember in the Matrix when they said, oh, it is the anomaly. Shall we proceed? The other two said, yes. He said, shit. He's still human. Meaning your ass know you the one, but your problem is you think your ass still human. So that's why they still coming after your ass. Because you keep doing shit, human shit to get at these ones, which is your lower self, in the manifested flesh. You understand? You heard? You didn't hear me, didn't you? Nevertheless, we're going to confess, or you just going to stress your ass out. And you know, that be on you. You know, we don't. I was going somewhere else, man. I really was. Really was. Like, if you can be told your pineal gland, right? If you can be told your pineal gland is not operative, what made it unoperative in the first goddamn place? When everything that's created comes in its full-fledged form, you heard? With the seed mechanism and the germinations to get to its highest state of evolution, whatever you want to call it. So what has reduced your ass, your belief? You believe in the system that you'll act. And listen, I'm gonna tell you how you know your pineal gland is working. You dumb ass fool, conceiving calcifiedness. You know how? Simple. I'm gonna have to get down a little bit for this one. You know what I mean? Check this out. Every time you get an idea, even in the comics, they tell you, they say, you know, it'll show the symbol of a person with an idea formulating in his mind. It'll have a light bulb, right? That means the light has come on in his head. That's the pineal gland. So every time you get an idea or a great thought, guess what? Your pineal gland has operated. You goofy. You see what I'm saying? You believe in that it's not even working. By thinking, I have to activate my pineal gland. That's like a brand new ass car in this physical world. Brand new right off the show thing, thinking it can't start when every fucking thing is there. Nevertheless, 10% of your brain. You're an unlimited being. They told you and us, you only use 10% of your brain through a belief system. You heard? If you listen, if I believe this cup of water is some better example. Placebo shots and pills, straight spring water or distilled water, you know what I mean? You feel better. It's a belief system. You tied your belief to something. And that's the most powerfulest thing and the most dangerous thing one could lose control of. You have lost, they say, your mind? No. You have lost more than your mind. Matter of fact, nevertheless, listen, it was this brittle. No, it was a joke or some shit like that. Nevertheless, it go like this. It said, God was sitting up in heaven, and he was talking to the angels, right? And he said something like this here. He said, I have created what I call the Godhead, and I don't know exactly where I should put it, but I want to hide it from man. So the angels looked at each other. One of the angels said, I know, Allah. He said, what is it? He said, take it and put it in the deepest ocean. The deepest depths of the deepest ocean. There. Man would never find it. Allah said, no. And the angel said, why not? Allah said, because one day, man will make these crafts. Listen to the words. One day, these men will make these crafts, and sail upon the seas, and lower itself in these seas, and he will one day surely find it. The other angel said, I got it. Put it on the highest mountain. There for certainty, with the atmospheric pressure, he shall not find it. Allah said, no. Because one day man too will make ships that travel and go as far as that. And there he will surely find it. Allah said, bing, light bulb coming on, right? I got it. I will put the Godhead deep, deep, deep inside of man himself. There, he shall certainly not even look. Nevertheless, you are unlimited being. You looking outside for everything. Even food be looking outside for. You know? Yeah. Garden time. House in the winter time. Move out of the state type time. Get to the highest point and the hottest point time. Like, create your own atmosphere. Get away, remove yourself from ignorance on every level. On every level. On every level. If you don't, you remember they used to say, if you don't think, somebody's thinking for you. Guess what? That's intellect. Thinking is intellectual. But guess what though? Thought itself. They said, where thought goes, energy flows. Right? If you're not thinking, someone else is. You know, now, one could say something like, I'll give you an example. Just for a minute, take a look at this. You have one person that reads a lot of books. He knows Morris, he knows the Nation of Islam, and he knows biology. All right? Okay. And everything he says, you can line up with everything we know to be true. Even in most of the instances, it be against the, the so-called status quo or some shit like that. You know, what normally you have heard is like a twist, or not a twist, but it's better information, you know, and updated as toward showing us something we knew not when we thought we knew. Nevertheless, this one has all this knowledge, the Moors, you know what I'm saying, biology and all this, you know. So, and Nation of Islam, all that, all in one, not claiming nothing. But check this out, he's God, he's claiming God. And this don't go out to no one particular, because ain't no one particular motherfucker fitting this. It's many of us fitting this situation. Now listen. So anyway, this one person. Now, and he's giving information out there. Woo, you know what I'm saying? It's on the line. Matter of fact, it upgrades your ass every time you watch it, this shit. And it's supposed to, because computers get upgraded. Every time you breathe in, you're getting updated. But you're unaware of it. Where energy goes is always, energy pursues thought, put it like that. So anyway, so this one knows all this. All right, and you getting this information and light. You turn around and forget about yourself. You turn completely around and forget about yourself. You forget your greatness. You co-signing somebody else's shit. You're supposed to be co-designing your own shit. Your own shit. And don't worry, a sign can point the way. And it's wood. So that's what I'm saying, get back to your atomization. You know, a lot of people want to join groups. I think that's the most ridiculous. Why do you want to join a group, God? Our energy is supreme. Supreme. Supreme is. Know thyself, and you know. That's how you learn. You didn't learn to do anything in your life until you yourself learned. To you yourself, you know or now know. You couldn't ride a bike until you yourself were taught by yourself. No matter how much Dad pushed your ass, you didn't learn until you knew your damn self. So nevertheless, that's where you stay at, man. All right, that's where you're supposed to be at. And I'm gonna be back and in front and on the sides. You heard? All the time. Stay wise. I am because you know we are.